Well, we'll take you around Mineola, just showing you the conditions that we got right here. It looks like we got about 3 to 4 inches of snow. It's very wet, very heavy. You can see there's a lot of flooding everywhere. And of course, hardly anyone shoveled the sidewalks. Not a surprise. You can see the flooding here. Very bad drainage here in Mineola. See, it's already melting because we're above freezing now. So I have to walk in the street because it's just a mess. It's a slushy, disgusting mess. See, the snow is falling off the power lines and stuff. Nobody shovels the sidewalks here. It's unbelievable. Not a surprise. I'm sure when we're on the South Shore, we'll look a lot different. I have to walk in the street because this flooding. All right, here we go. Got one grate here. Look at that. So, yeah, this is a mess. Look at this. What a mess. There's nobody shoveled. Come on already. Jeez. Walkable town it is not. They only shoveled in front of the village hall. That's it. Yeah, this is pathetic, isn't it? Sure is. Man. Finally, some clear sidewalk. You see how bad the drainage is, though. There's lots of puddles everywhere. It's a big mess. Big, sloppy mess. This is not the kind of snow I like. Yes, I have to vote today, so I'm going in here. Well, it's kind of empty in there, but I do see cars in the parking lot. So we're going to walk from here down Mineola Boulevard to the train station and take a look and see what it looks like over there. These might just be people who work at the village, I'm not sure. This spot looks good because this is the village, obviously, taking care of it. Problem is the businesses and the residents, they don't seem to care. So let's do this. Obviously I voted for Tom Suozzi, and I really hope he wins. I cannot stand that Mazzy Phillip. I saw it during the debate. Very, very arrogant woman. Very, very arrogant. She is such a snob, my gosh. So the snobs probably love her because of her personality. Here's a nice bus. Yeah, another unshoveled sidewalk. This is what we got here. None of these businesses bother shoveling. Unbelievable. We're going to compare this to Bellmore and then Rockville Center later. This is pathetic. Jeez. Alright, they shoveled over here at least. I'm not going to take video the whole way. But you can see how the snow is sticking to like the power poles and stuff like that. So that's the problem with this heavy wet snow. It sticks to everything. It's melting and falling off. So because we're above freezing now. Even though it feels cold because here we go again. They just they just don't want to shovel the sidewalk over here. It's unbelievable. Let's get across the street and see what it looks like. It's pretty empty in there though. I went to vote, so go. We got more flooding again. This is flooding everywhere. More of it. That's the main thing with this snow. See, it's just a heavy, wet type of snow that's just kind of sticking to everything and making everything a mess, basically. Disgusting. What wouldn't it be without a homeless person pushing a cart? That's our resident homeless person. That's the one who threw that poor stuffed animal over the fence there. It's now buried in the snow. Yeah, another one didn't shovel. A lot of non-compliance here with shoveling. Well, if I trip and if I fall, slip and fall and hurt myself, I could go soon. I mean, some people did the right thing, some people didn't. You can see the snow is kind of just falling off structures and stuff. You can see it's stuck to the trees here. It's melting. It's very wet. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like this kind of snow at all. It's very waterlogged, and it's also very hard for people to shovel because it's heavy and wet. Somebody's clearing the sidewalk there. See what it looks like here. And again, it's about, I would say, 5 inches. So I'll put my foot next to it. 5 inches maybe. 5 to 6 inches. A little more than I thought. By a few more inches, but you know. When we look at the water content of this storm, probably the liquid equivalents, which we're going to have to do. Sure, we could have a little more than forecast, because again, this is all actually due to that Pacific moisture, the Super El Nino. How can climate change cause heavier snowfall? Well, this is an example of it. We see more and more of these messy type of snows. We don't see the dry, powdery stuff that I like as much now. At least this section looks good. Seems like Mineola Boulevard is a lot better than Willis. A lot better. So far, hey, there's a bus. Pretty empty though, everywhere. Obviously, a lot of people stayed home today. I could see how wide in the morning, but now it's okay. I mean, driving's fine. Walking's another story. It's like walking on a rainy day. Everything's wet. Problem is, once the temperatures do go below freezing, all this is going to turn to ice for the morning. That tomorrow morning is not going to be fun because of it. That's the problem. Okay. You can see if you look over here, there's some flooding there. A lot of flooding here. Man, it's very high water content in the snow. Very high. Very high. Yes, they didn't do such a good job over here. This is the Social Security office. Jeez, they could have done a better job over here. Oh, looks like a new place opened up over there. Not something that's gonna have a nightlife though. Yeah, pretty empty and dead here. Not surprised. Here we go. This is the flooding that we got to deal with. So you can see it's all flooded out over here. So I'm gonna have to walk around this flood. Wait for these cars to pass. I'm gonna have to walk in the street to get around this. I mean, unless I had really high boots. That's what I mean. The poor drainage in this town. It's really bad. I hate this kind of snow. It's awful. I'm trying to keep my feet from getting wet. It's like nearly impossible walking in this. This is just all flooded out. I hate this kind of snow. It's awful. Get water in my shoes. Impossible. Let's see. This place is closed for the day, I guess. Yeah, that's open. This place is vacant. This snow is like very, very water. It's falling from the trees too. It's just really just waterlogged. It's waterlogged stuff. I mean, it's just unbelievable. This stuff. It's salt water content. We're talking probably 6-to-1 ratios here. 7-to-1. Illinois Rigby's vacant. It was actually It was actually condemned, but the condemned notice got removed. It's just a mess, this stuff. It's just a mess. I don't care if they splash you. Yeah, it's a mess here. So you can see the kind of conditions we're working with here. This spot's cleaned up pretty well, though. You can see the type of snow it is. It's very wet, and this is just not this is a damaging kind of snow. You can see it's falling off the buildings. You gotta be careful you don't get hit by it. It's just very, very wet. This is probably equivalent to like a 2-inch rainfall. You know, so salted this pretty good. Yeah, we can probably go. Yeah, at least first making a left. We can go. We can wait. I guess if you want to wait, we'll wait. You can see these chunks here. See, they should have cleared these from the sidewalks, you know. It's kind of, I guess the plow put them there or something. I don't know. But there you go. The buses are running fine. You know, so the roads are fine. No problems. It's the train station here. It's better over here in this spot. My neighborhood was terrible, though. It's better over here. I mean, my neighbor, they basically did nothing. Got guys going around with shovels. Like I said, it's good. It's good to see the kids out there doing some shoveling. Closed early due to weather. Of course. Yeah, you can see all the water dripping there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a very wet snow. It's like it's raining. Very wet. Very wet. Yeah, your shoveling is going to give you a workout, that's sure. So you got to be careful of. And snowblowers don't like this kind of snow. They get choked up in it. So that's the issue. All right, we're at the train station, which looks good. Looks like they cleaned it out pretty well here. Everything looks pretty good over here. Did a pretty good job here. But the problem is later when, well, they cleaned this completely out. So yeah, the MT actually did a very good job cleaning this. Yeah, these are the train times. Penn Station train is in the station right now. .3:15 to Huntington is arriving. Now I'm getting on the Patchogue train. It's going to be a little while. Probably. Let's see. It says 10 minutes. All right. We'll go over the thing. Yeah, station looks good. They did a good job here. Nice and clean. Well, I think we have heated platforms. It's one thing about our train station. I think these are heated, so when the snow falls, it just melts on them, I think. I think this whole area is heated. See if we get any arcing. I don't think we will. Yeah, the station looks good. No issues here. Actually, this part of Mineola looks pretty good. Oh, they've got buses here. I don't know why. They do have buses. Not sure why they have buses here. I guess we'll have to find out. I mean, this is the first winter storm we've had. At least decent winter storm in, what, 2 years? Yeah, 2 years. We got a little flooding in here. We've got some buses. What these buses are for, we're going to find out. Got 2 van holes here. I don't know what they're for exactly. They're parked here. I'm guessing standby in case there's a service problem. I have no idea. But, well, there you go. I mean, it's pretty much what it looks like out here. I don't know what these buses are for. They have them as standby. They got 2 coachmans here. I don't know what they're here, but they're probably here just for standby, I guess. Or maybe they had to cancel an Oyster Bay train. Had a bustitude. I have no idea. But here you go. So, it's pretty much what it looks like here in Mineola. No Chaminade. Most of the school's closed today. Again, it's kind of laughable because in a lot of other areas, you get snow like this and they just function as normal, including upstate. But here, a lot of places closed. Schools closed, libraries closed. Most businesses are open, but you know, it's a little ridiculous if you ask me. You know, when I was a kid, I mean, plenty of time going to school in a snowstorm. But now, I mean, the city schools closed today and went remote. But this, really? Said we've just gotten, I hate to say it, and I know I'm going to get picked on for saying this, but we've gotten very lazy. That's all I'm going to say. So anyway, and that's going to be it from here in Mineola. I'm going to head on down to the South Shore and we'll we'll see what it looks like down there. Oh, before we get there, we'll take a look at Babylon, and yeah, there's some snow in the parking lot. They probably couldn't plow over here because there were cars parked here. Who knows? See, just a lot of water everywhere. It's just very, very, very water-laden snow. So it's like it rained a whole lot, even though it is mostly snow. I'm gonna walk over to the creek and take a look at how that looks. Same deal here with the flooding, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, this is a problem everywhere because the slush piles are blocking the path of water. This is very water-laden snow, very waterlogged. Slop is what it is. Basically got about 5 to 6 inches of slop. It's not the kind of snow that I like. Very heavy, and if you're shoveling, it's really going to be heavy. Got to be really careful. So yeah, we have some unshoveled areas here too as well. This pretty much looks the same no matter where you are on Long Island. You got this slushy, wet, waterlogged snow. It's just making for a mess of everything. I mean, you have to wear boots. This, like, water boots. This is ridiculous. I have to walk in the street. So much flooding. Even here on the South Shore, it's everywhere. That's why I'm kind of curious how the creek looks, because we know how that... Yeah, look at this. They didn't even shovel it all over here either, so... It's not just Mineola that we're having this problem. It's everywhere. Problem is they should shovel it now, not later, because what's going to happen is you're going to get... This is all going to freeze into ice. And it's going to be even worse and harder to shovel. So you can see we got flooding over here too. Well, yeah, we've got flooding here in Babylon. Gotta walk in the road. Flooding everywhere. Yes. Ugh, yuck. Oh yeah, look at how high the water is over here. I mean, the ground is saturated. Look at this. Saturated. You can see how that creek looks. Obviously, we will not be walking Southern's Pond today, but... flooded. So let's see what it looks like over here. Fires go up. Alright, where's the creek? And it's high. Yeah, it's high. Not as high as we've seen it in the past, but it's up there. Well, there's some steps we can walk in here. I'm gonna come through here with the plow or anything. It's a trail. Looks like they can come through with something though. Just walking the tracks. Lawrence. It's not a whole lot of snow here. It's definitely looks a little bit less than Mineola. More like 3 inches maybe over here. Definitely a little bit less on the south shore. Just want to get to the bridge. And you can see there's some pitch pines over there. Did they actually clear that path to Southern's Pond? Did they actually clear it? If they did, maybe we can walk to Southern's Pond. Oh, let's first go over here. No, I wasn't planning on doing that. Well, here's the bridge. Definitely the river's a little high. You can see that. A little bit high. It's pretty with the snow, though. Yes, we definitely have some pitch pines over here, as you see. Ugh. Did they actually plow this? Or it just never stuck? Walk to Southern, my shoes are now all wet because the snow is on them. Such waterlogged snow goes through all your shoes. Yeah, you need those kind of boots. That's what I don't have a pair like that. I'm not going to walk to Southern because the trail conditions are very messy. But we can look at these pitch pines for a minute. For a minute, we'll look at them. Yeah, I'm not going to walk this. I think it's just a matter of it not sticking. Yeah, you see, everything's just saturated here. It's just so saturated. Look at these pitch pines, though. I'm going to head back to the train station. This is very waterlogged snow. Like, I did a walk in the snow that was more powdery with these shoes, and my feet would dry, but not in this. We did that hike. I think last time I did a hike at Brookhaven, we had like an inch or two on the ground. I think we had an inch on the ground. I mean, it's a little more, but the snow is very, very waterlogged. Very waterlogged. So beware. You're going to need like slush boots to walk in this stuff because it's miserable. Yeah, you can see lots of big puddles here too as well. This stuff's going to take a while to melt because it's so waterlogged. I got to walk in the street because it's all flooded over here. So, yeah, it's a mess. It's a messy kind of snow. The good thing is New Jersey got nothing. Tom's River got nothing. So if I don't want to hike in this, I can go hike in New Jersey and I won't have to deal with any of it. Because this stuff is so waterlogged. It's going to get through your shoes and make your feet wet, which I hate. My feet are a little wet as it is. I haven't even done any real hiking, so kind of sucks. You'll just walk in the street. So that's all from Babylon, I guess. We'll see what Bellmore looks like. Yeah, this actually looks pretty bad. I gotta say, Mineola looks better than this. Mineola looks better than this. This parking lot's a mess. Yeah, this is what it looks like from the train. train coming there looks pretty empty. So, let me see a few breaks in the sky now. The Montauk Parkway was closed because of flooding too for a while. Well, actually, we have some storm damage over here. This wire came down. It came down across these vehicles. Take a look at this. Yeah, we have a wire that's down across this vehicle here. So somebody's got to fix that. It's not an electrical wire. I think it's just a wire for the speaker system here. But you see the wires across that vehicle there. So, yeah, we still have a decent amount of vehicles in the lot here. Well, anyway, there you go. I mean, that's definitely some damage right there. It's just that heavy, wet snow. It just weighs down on things and brings stuff down. And this wire is now down across these cars, across that huge pickup truck over there. So they're going to be in for a surprise when they get their vehicles and see if there's a wire there. I'll have to move it. It's not an electrical wire. So, yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, that's what it looks like here. All right, well, that's what it looks like in Bellmore. Kind of quiet. Yeah, that parking lot's a lot less full than it normally is. Do see some breaks in the sky over there. Hard to believe, right? It's been 2 years since we've had a significant snowfall like this. Probably more than 2 years. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's pretty nuts. Yeah, pretty empty. Trains aren't nearly as crowded as they normally are. That train's usually packed. It's not that crowded at all. There are people in the Peogi Bites place, though. Plenty of them, actually. Plenty of people in there. Placed as well. Take a close look at their downtown here for a moment from here. But looks pretty well taken care of. And again, you've got people in there, if you can see. So, yeah. So I think you get a pretty good look of what things are like across Long Island with the snowfall. Probably wrap up the video here. I don't want this being too long, but showing you what it looks like after 2 years without a snowfall, a significant snowfall. We have some flooding on the steps here. Again, it's just a very wet snow that we're dealing with right now. So, very wet, very water laden. The problem is when we go below freezing later tonight, tomorrow morning, this is going to all become very, very icy. Tomorrow morning is not going to be too fun. That's for sure. But, yeah, that's what it looks like now. It's definitely... Look at it here. See, it's just melting away, dripping away from there. If you look up there. But, yeah, it's very, very wet snow. But Hopefully this will get rid of this, and hopefully we'll get rid of this by next week, because this is a real pain in the neck to walk in. It's just very wet, and then it's going to become very icy too. So, not the powdery stuff that I like. But I guess for people who want snow, they'll take what they can get, obviously. And being that we haven't had snow for a long while, I guess we'll take what we can get. But anyway, I think that'll wrap it up from here on Long Island in Bellmore. So thank you for watching, and just be safe out there later tonight. It's going to get very slippery. Once this all freezes, this is not going to be fun. That's it. Be safe out there.